In third grade, in our newly built elementary school, we had one of the best libraries, we were told, for an elementary school. There was rows and rows and rows of books. And I mean, third grade, you're just a little shit. And I mean, you had to have the old librarian come over if you wanted to get some books off those top shelves. Well, way back in the far corner, where there wasn't even barely any light in that last row, there was a bunch of books, and it intrigued me right away that, we got all the way down here, and back then, this thought wouldn't have crossed my mind, but now it does. We didn't have enough money to put, one more fluorescent light down there. No. That row was dark. So, of course, that intrigued me, and I found this little row of books. First one was about ghosts. Second one was about Dracula, werewolves, you name it, every type of fringe that was at that time. And there was 2 books on UFOs. Oh, jeez. I was hooked right then and there. Loved the whole thing about UFOs. And over the years, you would just love to see a UFO.
Is a documentary coming out that you've been a part of, that we just saw, that's been making the rounds, The Age of Disclosure.
I do believe it's going to change the conversation irrevocably. Mm-hmm. And I'm very excited for it to come out. It's been done, as most people now know, sub rosa, right, in secret, because it's very important. And there's people that are being interviewed that have never come out publicly on this topic.
That we've not seen on the trailer.
You've not seen on trailer. You have some very, very significant information in that documentary.
Let me introduce myself. I am Clint Allen, the Homo sapien, out from behind the computer of the channel Hard Basis. Cover news, information, a lot of it fringe that you would have never known unless you actually join the community here. Just a few minutes of your day, bing, bam, boom, right to the point. I'm just like you. You watch a video, it's like, get to the point. That could really care less about your kid driving around in the driveway with an electric car or what your dog is doing. Right to the point, bam, boom, boom, pow. This one's going to be a little bit different here because this is something that is just true to the heart that really interests me. The UFO and alien disclosure. Well, I happen to agree with a lot of the experts out there, or the naysayers per se, that it's just like we all run around with digital cameras in our pocket now, and they're all really high resolution, and they're all really high definition, but yet we really can't get anybody to get a picture of one of these. Well, actually there is a lot of stuff out there that has been caught that you have to say, what in the hell is that? But this is about UFO documentary, disclosure. And one thing I want to point out, we're going to have 2 reports, and it amazes me when you watch this. Well, let me back up just a little bit here. I know, get to the point. I've watched several on TV programs of To Find Bigfoot or something like that. And they have this whole hour show of people running through the woods and making these stupid traps, and then they hear these sounds. And, they have these bullshit lead-ups of, ooh, you're going to actually see a Bigfoot. And, they made seasons of this show, and you never see anything. That's the point. I want to point out here, the 2 next clips, the 2 next videos, it's the same thing. We have a whole lot of lead-up. We get the first base. We might get a touch or a feel, but we never get the home base. Go check these out and enjoy and, join the community here.
Gavet whistleblowers drop bombshell, UFOs are real, aliens living among us. A group of government and military whistleblowers have stepped forward, asserting that UFOs are real and that extraterrestrial beings are already here, covertly living among us. A new documentary film called Age of Disclosure features former and current DC insiders, government employees, and senior military brass. TheGatewayPundit.com reports, the people in the movie claim that the various superpowers of the world are locked in a race to see who can reverse engineer alien technology first, and that this contest will determine the fate of human beings. The New York Post just did a story about it. Alien life is on Earth, explosive new doc claims. 80 years of lies and deception. A new documentary is causing a stir for claiming that we are not alone. The Age of Disclosure, which premiered March 9th at SXSW in Austin, Texas, interviews 34 military and intelligence government officials who admit to the existence of UAPs, or unexplained anomalous phenomena, a new term for UFOs. Although the movie's participants refused to disclose classified information, some of their statements elicited audible gasps at the premiere, according to a report in The Guardian. A few vets boldly state on the record that they are directly aware of alien life existing on Earth right now, and suggest that spacecrafts have been traveling here since the 1940s to spy on our technological capabilities. They add that the government's secrecy around these happenings has grown into what they consider to be a grave national security threat. One whistleblower is Luis Elizondo, a member of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, who says in the film that the concealment of this knowledge from the American public represents the most successful disinformation campaign in the history of the U.S. government. There have been a lot of films that make these claims. Will this one really be any different? Even more crazy, what if they're right?
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I've worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
A one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
So look at that thing. It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret, very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
What else you want to know?